everyone and welcome back to my channel. I have read a book, only one so far this year, which is pretty slack for me, but I have actually managed to finish a book. It was only 160 pages long, still took me a month. That's how rubbish I've been. But anyway, I thought I would share a little book review with you all. So it's Tokyo Ueno Station by Miri, and yes, I will be pronouncing probably quite a lot of things wrong, I apologise. It's quite recent, it was published in 2019, and I have completely trashed the cover, as you can see, just by carrying it around in my bag. But it does have quite like a pretty pink cover with various illustrations of key events in the main character's life, although they're not always happy events, so it's kind of pretty, kind of a bit of a downer. So we visited Japan in May 2019 for 3 weeks, and I really liked Tokyo and Ueno Park, and we went back to the park many times. There was a dance competition, there was like a food festival, we went around the art galleries there's a science museum, there was like a flower festival display type thing. There was loads of people there, it was really hot, really sunny, and we just kept finding ourselves like wandering back to Ueno Park and that area. The entire time I was calling it Ueno Park, but I did Google it before this video and apparently it's more like Ueno Park. Anyway, we really liked it. The book though is the slightly darker side of the park, where apparently around 500 homeless people live in kind of shantytown tents. Which we didn't really see in the park when we were there, but we did see a few kind of tents dotted around near to where we were staying, so we were kind of aware that there was or are homeless people living, obviously on the streets of Tokyo like any other city, but that's kind of what the book focuses on. So our protagonist, Kazu, again, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce anything, he's lived quite a hard life. So he left home when he was still quite young, about 12 years old, to go away and work so he could provide really for the rest of his family and try and earn some money. And he carried on working into his adult life and spent most of his life working away from home, leaving his wife and young children. But he's lived his life kind of in the shadow of the Emperor of Japan. They were both born in the same year and their sons were both born on the same day. But obviously they've also lived very different lives after that point, so their lives diverged and became very different. The narrative style of the book is really the internal monologue of our main character, Kazu, sorry. So the narrative moves back and forth in his mind, in his memories, and in key events in his life, but also in Japan's history as well. So things like the 2011 tsunami, the Olympics, and various events like that. So he worked as a labourer in the 1964 Tokyo Olympics, although he never actually managed to see any of the sports. He did listen on the radio when the Emperor announced that the games were officially open. Now that Japan is or has been successful in hosting the 2020 Olympics, he's finding that the homeless people in Ueno Park are being constantly moved out and hidden from view in Japan's efforts to bid for the 2020 games and also kind of preserve the look of the park. At times this book is really sad and heartbreaking, particularly one moment where Shig, again, don't know how to pronounce that name, another homeless man living in the park, kind of offers you know, a branch of friendship and opens up to Kazu, sharing some hot sake with him inside his little tent in the park, and starts to open up and talk about his life. But Kazu's not really willing or able to share what he thinks of as his secrets, so really his hidden pain, the hard life that he's had and the loss and the tragedy that he's experienced along the way that stays with him and has affected him very deeply. So he kind of rejects the offer of friendship with this other man, and it's just really sad. That got me more than some of the other events in the book, and there is some, you know, tragic events in his life, so it is kind of a sad book. Like I said, I really liked and enjoyed Tokyo and Ueno Parks. This is not a cosy look at Tokyo or a nice rose-tinted reminisce for me, but it is and does offer a glimpse, a compelling glimpse at a life that would probably have gone unseen or hidden away, like the homeless people in the park. So it is definitely worth a read, and like I said, it's only about 160 pages long, so it's pretty Pretty accessible, pretty doable, and I do recommend it. So my next book I think is going to be another Japanese book called Convenience Store Woman, Convenience Store Girl, something like that, which also has a pink cover, so it looks quite similar to this one, but I think it's probably quite different in tone. So if I do manage to actually read that, I will get back with you with another book review. Hopefully I will actually read a few books this year. I did manage my 30 last year. I don't think I'm going to do the same this year. But I kind of knew that going into this year, and I've set myself, well, I've not really set any goal to be honest with you, but yeah, I'm setting like lower targets for reading. If you've got any suggestions about books that might be worthwhile having a look at, please leave them in the comments. If you've liked the video, please give it a like, and if you'd like to see more, please subscribe.